The story begins with a man named Suho Kim, a student of civil engineering in modern-day Korea, who finds himself succumbing to exhaustion while studying and reading a fantasy web novel titled The Night of Blood and Iron. When his consciousness returns, it is not to his cramped apartment but to a lavish, opulent bedroom, and to a body that is not his own. He has been reincarnated as Lloyd Frontera, a minor yet thoroughly despised character from the very novel he was reading. Lloyd Frontera is infamous within the story's world as the trash of the barony, a lazy, violent drunkard whose profligate spending has pushed his noble family to the precipice of utter ruin. His first moment of awareness is interrupted by the presence of Javier Asrahan, the silver-haired, stoic protagonist of the novel, who currently serves the Frontera family as a household knight. As Lloyd, now inhabited by Suho's mind, looks in a mirror, the horrifying reality of his situation solidifies. He is trapped in the body of a man destined for a pathetic fate, a future where his parents, crushed by the weight of his debts, take their own lives, leaving him to die a lonely, ignominious death in a gutter. Just as the crushing weight of this predetermined future threatens to overwhelm him, a series of translucent blue windows materialize in his vision. A game-like system has activated, recognizing him as civil engineering student Suho Kim, and offering him a unique set of skills derived from his past life's knowledge, including fundamentals like surveying and design. This unexpected lifeline ignites a spark of hope. With the advanced knowledge of modern engineering and the aid of this mysterious system, he realizes he has a chance to fight back against fate and build a different future. His first actions are so out of character that they immediately send ripples of confusion through the Frontera estate. He approaches his mother with a genuine apology for his past behavior, an act so unprecedented it leaves her stunned and tearful. He then proceeds to the local tavern, a place he had drunkenly trashed just the night before. The owner braces for more trouble, but Lloyd makes a calm, rational business proposal. He will personally repair all the damages in exchange for a modest fee and the cost of materials. It is here that he introduces the first of his many revolutionary ideas to this medieval world. He directs the tearing up of the tavern's floorboards and, using principles of heat convection and thermal mass that are entirely foreign to this era, he constructs an ondol, a traditional Korean underfloor heating system. Javier, bewildered by his master's sudden industriousness and incomprehensible commands, is begrudgingly enlisted to provide the manual labor, his skepticism warring with a nascent curiosity. Upon completion, a gentle, pervasive warmth fills the entire building, a level of comfort previously unimaginable. The tavern owner and his wife are overcome with grateful emotion. For the first time, Javier observes his master with something other than pure contempt. This small, initial success is immediately threatened by the arrival of Arcos, a brutish and imposing debt collector sent to seize the Frontera family's assets. While his father, the Baron, descends into panic, Lloyd steps forward with an unnatural calm. Having absorbed the intricate world-building of the novel, his memory serves as his greatest weapon. He confidently recites, word for word, an obscure legal statute, Article 17 of the Kingdom's Nobility Act, which protects the core assets of an aristocratic family from seizure by common lenders. Arcos, a man used to intimidation and brute force, is left utterly speechless and legally powerless, forced to retreat in angry confusion. The entire Frontera family looks upon Lloyd with stunned disbelief, witnessing a display of intellect and courage they never thought possible. Realizing his ambitious plans will require more than just his own two hands, Lloyd utilizes a special skill from his system to summon a familiar. He anticipates the appearance of a fearsome demon or a mighty magical beast to serve as his aid. Instead, in a comical puff of smoke, he summons Bangle, a giant, incredibly fluffy and disarmingly adorable hamster. Despite his cute appearance, Bangle possesses surprising physical strength and a diligent nature, quickly becoming an invaluable and beloved member of Lloyd's burgeoning construction crew. With his small team assembled, Lloyd turns his attention to securing a reliable source of raw materials. His target is an old, abandoned mine on their territory, a place long since given up on due to a severe infestation of giant, man-eating ants. He and Javier venture into the treacherous darkness of the mine. While Javier showcases his prodigious skill with a sword, effortlessly dispatching wave after wave of the monstrous insects, Lloyd acts not as a warrior, but as a field geologist. He uses his system survey skill to analyze the rock strata, searching for the telltale signs of coal seams, which he knows from his studies can often trap vast, volatile pockets of methane gas. Deep within the heart of the mine, they come face to face with the colossal queen ant. The creature is a terrifying spectacle of size and power. As Javier bravely engages the queen, buying precious time with a desperate battle, Lloyd frantically executes his audacious plan. He pinpoints the location of a massive methane deposit, and at the critical moment creates a spark, igniting the gas. The resulting explosion is catastrophic, causing a massive cave-in that buries the queen and her entire nest. They emerge from the collapsing mine, covered in soot and grime, but victorious, having secured a virtually inexhaustible supply of high-quality coal and iron ore for the estate's future. Lloyd's newfound influence and his unorthodox methods of commanding the estate's soldiers for his construction projects do not go unnoticed. He earns the particular ire of Sir Newman, a corrupt and arrogant senior knight who sees Lloyd's actions as an affront to the traditional martial hierarchy. Believing Lloyd to be nothing more than weak-willed trash, Newman publicly challenges him to a duel, fully expecting to humiliate him and restore the old order. To the astonishment of everyone present, Lloyd calmly accepts the challenge. He spends the subsequent month preparing, but not in the way anyone expects. He doesn't visit the training yard. He visits the blacksmith. He commissions a unique weapon, providing a detailed design for a specially forged, perfectly balanced, and hardened steel shovel. His training regimen is as bizarre as his weapon choice, consisting of grueling hours of manual labor, digging, lifting, and swinging, to build his stamina and strength. He develops his own unique, if clumsy, form of shovel martial arts. Javier, after a period of utter bewilderment, sees the raw determination in his master's eyes and begins to train him in earnest, adapting the principles of swordsmanship to Lloyd's unconventional weapon. The day of the duel arrives, and the entire estate gathers to watch. Sir Newman is supremely confident, openly mocking Lloyd's choice of a peasant's tool for a knightly duel. However, the fight begins, and the knight's arrogance quickly evaporates. Lloyd's stamina, honed by a month of intense physical labor, far surpasses that of the courtly knight. His fighting style is unpredictable and pragmatic. He uses the broad, flat side of the shovel to parry and block sword strikes, its sharp edge to deliver surprisingly powerful blows. And in a move of pure pragmatism, he uses it to fling dirt into Newman's eyes, disorienting him. The duel ends with Lloyd delivering a decisive, resounding blow, leaving Newman defeated and utterly humiliated. This shocking victory transforms his reputation overnight. The soldiers of the estate who once feared or mocked him now look upon him with genuine respect and awe. His authority is no longer just inherited, it is earned. With his position on the estate now solidified, Lloyd's vision expands beyond his own borders. He learns of a severe, impending famine in the neighboring Namoran territory, a disaster that threatens to starve thousands. While others see only tragedy, Lloyd sees a massive economic opportunity. He utilizes his system to design and construct hothouses, simple yet effective greenhouses made from wooden frames and oiled cloth, a technology that allows for cultivation even in harsh conditions. Within these structures, he begins the mass cultivation of potatoes, a crop he knows to be hardy, high yield, and perfect for famine relief. He travels to the Namoran territory to negotiate a trade deal, leading to a meeting with the intelligent and shrewd Princess Alicia. Initially, she is taken aback by his eccentric mannerisms and his ridiculously expressive face, but she cannot deny the tangible results he presents. The potatoes are a miracle for her starving people. A lucrative and politically significant alliance is forged. The potato trade not only saves the Namaran people from starvation, but also funnels an unprecedented river of gold into the Frontera family's once empty coffers. His ambition, fueled by this new capital, turns to a grander scale of infrastructure. He sets his sights on the destroyed Cremo Bridge, a vital trade artery whose absence has crippled the entire region's economy. He attends a royal council meeting where the kingdom's most esteemed engineers propose conventional, time-consuming stone arch bridge designs. Lloyd boldly interrupts the proceedings, unrolling his own blueprints. He proposes a revolutionary design, a truss bridge. He explains to the assembled, skeptical court the modern engineering principles of distributing force through a series of interlocking triangles, allowing for a structure that is simultaneously stronger, lighter, and vastly quicker to build than anything they have ever conceived. Though he faces ridicule from the traditionalists, his confident, data-driven presentation convinces the king to grant him the contract. To fulfill his audacious timeline, Lloyd uses his system to summon an army of tireless construction golems. The bridge is completed in a fraction of the projected time, a stunning feat of engineering that leaves the entire kingdom in awe. This meteoric rise from obscurity, however, does not go unnoticed by the story's primary antagonist, the powerful, cunning, and deeply influential Marquis Cromwell. Cromwell views this brilliant upstart from a backwater barony as a direct threat to his own carefully cultivated power base. Seeking to undermine him, the Marquis dispatches a team of saboteurs to destroy the newly completed bridge under the cover of night. But Lloyd, whose knowledge of the novel gives him an almost precognitive understanding of his enemy's personalities and tactics, anticipates this very move. He and Javier lie in wait, setting a meticulously planned trap. The saboteurs are easily captured, and their connection to the Marquis is exposed. This successful countermove serves as a clear and defiant message to the powerful factions in the capital. The Frontera family is no longer a weak and easy target. Just as the future of the Frontera estate seems bright, a dark shadow falls over the entire continent. A seer delivers a grim prophecy. A monster wave of apocalyptic scale is gathering, a cataclysmic horde of beasts that will sweep across the land. And according to the prophecy, the Frontera estate lies directly in its path of destruction. In the royal court, Marquis Cromwell uses his political influence to argue against sending significant aid, framing it as a waste of resources to defend a doomed territory. The kingdom's support is minimal, effectively abandoning the northern territories to their fate. Despair grips the people, but Lloyd sees this as his greatest challenge and greatest opportunity. He delivers a rousing speech, not of desperation, but of defiance. He promises his people not just survival, a fortress that will be unbreakable. He immediately begins his most ambitious project to date, the fortification of the entire Frontera territory. He designs not just a wall, but a sophisticated, multi-layered defensive system based on modern military principles. He incorporates forward bastions to create overlapping fields of fire, deep moats and earthen ramparts to slow the enemy, and strategically placed choke points and kill zones designed to maximize casualties. The colossal construction project becomes a massive public works program. Lloyd offers food, shelter, and fair wages to the thousands of desperate refugees who are fleeing the coming wave, earning their undying loyalty and devotion. He transforms their fear into purpose. The day the monster wave arrives, it is a sight of pure terror, a seemingly endless black tide of monstrous creatures stretching to the horizon. But as the horde crashes against the Frontera defenses, Lloyd's engineering genius is put on full display. The fortress holds. The monsters are funneled into the meticulously designed kill zones. His newly invented, high-powered ballistas, based on principles of torsion and mechanical advantage, fire with devastating accuracy, scything through the ranks of the horde. Javier and his knights, now well-equipped and highly motivated, hold the critical points against any creatures that reach the walls. Lloyd acts as the supreme commander from a central tower, calmly directing the flow of the battle with cold, calculated efficiency. The result is not just a defense, it is a slaughter. While other territories are overrun and destroyed, the Frontera estate emerges from the apocalyptic battle almost completely unscathed. The victory is so absolute and so unbelievable that it is hailed as the miracle of the North. The king, shocked and profoundly impressed, summons Lloyd to the capital, no longer as a minor country noble, but as a celebrated national hero. Upon his arrival in the capital, Lloyd finds himself navigating a new and far more treacherous battlefield, the venomous world of royal court politics. The king, now fully convinced of Lloyd's extraordinary abilities, entrusts him with another seemingly impossible task: to completely overhaul the capital's ancient, inefficient, and failing water supply system. This project is a direct and deliberate challenge to Marquis Cromwell, whose family has held a monopolistic control over the city's water guild for generations, using it as a major source of their wealth and influence. Unable to stop Lloyd through political maneuvering, the Marquis resorts to a more sinister and direct method: assassination. A slow-acting, incredibly rare and magically untraceable poison is secretly administered to Lloyd. He soon begins to feel the debilitating effects of the poison, a growing fatigue and a deep, gnawing pain. His system, however, proves to be his savior once again, providing a notification that not only identifies the poison but also details its fatal progression. It is in this moment of mortal danger that Lloyd's cunning and strategic brilliance truly shine. Instead of exposing the assassination attempt, he decides to orchestrate a grand, elaborate counter-deception. He leans into the symptoms, feigning a grave and rapidly deteriorating illness. He becomes bedridden, using makeup to appear pale and gaunt. His performance is utterly convincing, fooling the entire kingdom, including the deeply concerned king, who is filled with sympathy and a sense of guilt for having pushed him so hard. This masterful act of illusion makes his enemies, led by the smugly confident Marquis Cromwell, fatally lower their guard, believing their problem is solving itself. While the world believes he is on his deathbed, his system provides him with a path to survival. It reveals that the only cure for the poison is a legendary artifact known as the Dragon's Heart, which is hidden deep within a perilous and long-forgotten ancient dungeon. In a stroke of perfect synergy, the artifact is also the key to his grand design for the new waterworks, a perpetual magical energy source. Under the cover of his illness, a dying Lloyd, the ever-loyal Javier, and a small, elite team, including the surprisingly useful Bangle, secretly embark on a quest to retrieve the heart. They navigate the dungeon's ancient and deadly traps not with magic or brute force, but with applied science. Lloyd uses his knowledge of physics and engineering to bypass complex mechanical puzzles, calculate load-bearing capacities of crumbling structures, and neutralize pressure plate traps, solving with logic what has stumped adventurers for centuries. After a climactic battle with the dungeon's powerful golem guardian, they successfully secure the dragon's heart. Lloyd returns to the capital just in time for the grand unveiling ceremony of the new water system, an event attended by the king and the entire noble assembly. Marquis Cromwell is present, smugly anticipating the announcement of Lloyd's death. Lloyd makes a dramatic entrance, appearing frail and weak, leaning heavily on Javier for support. He gives a faint, faltering speech. Then, at the pinnacle of the drama, he straightens up, his vitality returning in a visible surge. He reveals his perfect health to the stunned crowd and installs the glowing dragon's heart into the central nexus of his new system. The effect is immediate and spectacular. A wave of magical energy surges through the newly laid pipes, and for the first time in its history, clean, pressurized water erupts from fountains all across the capital city in a breathtaking display. In this moment of his greatest triumph, with the entire kingdom as his witness, he presents the captured assassins and the irrefutable, damning evidence that ties the entire assassination plot directly and undeniably to a horrified Marquis Cromwell. The king's favor turns to righteous fury. The Marquis is publicly disgraced, his power and reputation shattered in an instant.